237. O Allah, O Allah, say, O Muhammad, Allah will deliver you from that and from every other affliction. 64. Is not Allah sufficient for his servant? Is not Allah sufficient for his servant? 39:36. O Muhammad, say, O Muhammad, who will deliver you from the darkness of the land and the sea? 63. And we intended to show favor to those who were oppressed in the land. 28th Surah Al-Kahf, verse 5. Allah the Almighty said about Adam, then his Lord chose him, accepted his repentance, had mercy on him or showed him forgiveness, and guided him. Surah Taha, verse 122. And Noah, when he called out from before, we answered him, and we saved him and his family from the great distress. And about Prophet Noah, A.S. We answered his call and saved him and his family from the great distress. 21 Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 76. And about Prophet Ibrahim, I.S. We, Allah said, O fire, be cool and soothing to Ibrahim. 21 Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 69. And about Prophet Jacob, I.S. Perhaps Allah will bring them to me together. 12 Surah Yusuf, verse 83. And about Prophet Joseph, X. He, Allah, has certainly been gracious to me when he brought me out of prison and brought you out of the desert. 12 Surah Yusuf, verse 100. And about Prophet David, A.S. So we forgave him, and for him is nearness to me in a beautiful destination, paradise. 38 Surah Ash-Shurad, verse 25. And about the Prophet Ayub, A.S. And we removed from him the distress that was upon him. 21 Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 84. And about the Prophet Yunus, A.S. And we delivered him from the distress of distress and distress. 21 Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 88. And about Moses, A.S. But we delivered you from the distress of your soul. Surah Taha, verse 40. And about the Prophet, Muhammad. If you do not help him, then Allah has already helped him. 9 Surah At-Tawbah, verse 40. Did he not find you an orphan and give you shelter? And did he not find you a seeker of the way and guide you? And did he not make you rich after you were poor by being self-sufficient? 93 Surah Ad-Duha, verses 6-8. He is always busy, honoring someone, humiliating someone, giving someone life, causing someone to die, etc. 55 Surah Ar-Rahman, verse 29. Often it is seen that the crisis is only a cloud, i.e., like a cloud, that quickly passes away. None can remove it except Allah. 53 Surah An-Najm, verse 58. 238. Do not be sad. The situation will change. God willing. When Muhammad ibn Hanafi was imprisoned in the Arim prison in Mecca, he said to Qutazir, وَمَا رَوْنَكَ الدُّنْيَا بِبَاقٍ لَحِلْهَا وَلَا شِدَّةِ الدُّنْيَا بِضَرْبَةِ لَا مَزْلِ هَذَا واحدها مدع صوف نقضا ويصبح ما لقيتها حلم حلم. Meaning, the splendor of the world will not last for the wealthy, nor will the hardships of the world be a fatal blow. For this and that there is a time that will soon pass, and what I have experienced, bitter or sweet, will become a dream of a dreamer. And how many a township have we destroyed before them? Can you feel the sign of any of them, or hear their whispers? 19 Surah Maryam, verse 98. In an authentic hadith, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, every person will be given back his rights on the day of judgment. Even a hornless sheep will take revenge from its horned owner. 239. Do not give joy to your enemies by being sad. You will give joy to your opponents by being sad and depressed. That is why our religion has ordered us to strike fear into the hearts of our enemies. Thus you will strike fear into the hearts of Allah's enemies and your enemies. 8 Surah Anfal, verse 60. On the day of the Battle of Uhud, when Abu Dujana started dancing, jumping, or swaying in the middle of the ranks of the Muslims, the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, it is a walk that Allah hates except in a similar situation. Indeed, Allah does not like such walking except in such a situation for other ordinary times. While the infidels were watching the Muslims from the top of the mountain, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, ordered his companions to march around the Kaaba like a warrior, so that the polytheists would be amazed by the strength, endurance, and courage of the Muslims. On that day, the believers will rejoice. 30th Surah Ar-Rum, verse 4, i.e., the Muslims will be happy on the day the Romans are victorious over the Persians. Because just as the Persians were fire worshippers on one hand, they were not benefactors of the Muslims on the other hand, but were enemies of the Muslims. And the Romans were Christians, not fire worshippers, i.e. polytheists, and were benefactors of the Muslims. Translator: when the enemies of the truth see that we are happy or joyful, they feel pain. Say, die in your anger. 319. O Muhammad, say, die in your anger. 319. If any good happens to you, they resent it. 95. They wish for you a great harm. 3118. The Holy Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, Allahumma la tushmit bi aduwan wa la hasidan, meaning, O Allah, do not let an enemy or an envious person laugh at my misfortune. An Arab poet said, Kullul masa'ib qad tamurru alayya al-fati, wa tahawwan ghayru shamatati al-'ida, meaning, the young man can bear all kinds of hardships, but he cannot bear the joy of his enemies in his hardships. Our Muslim predecessors used to face hardships and show patience in order to spoil the joy of the envious and those who rejoice in the misfortunes of others. They did not lose heart, nor did they weaken, nor did they bow down in the way of Allah. 3 Surah Al-Imran, verse 146, 240. Optimism versus skepticism. It increases the faith of the believers, and they rejoice. But it adds to the corruption of those in whose hearts is a disease, and they die as disbelievers. 9 Surah At-Tawbah, verses 124, 125. Here corruption means doubt, disbelief, and hypocrisy. The pious Muslims of the past used to be hopeful when faced with a difficult situation. They used to be hopeful because they knew that even though they were facing a crisis, they would still get some benefits. Some harm would be removed, and in time they would find peace, comfort, and ease. And they did. Perhaps you dislike something that is good for you, and perhaps you like something that is harmful to you. 2 Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 216. Abu Darda, may Allah be pleased with him, said, I love 3 things that people hate. I love poverty, illness, and death. For poverty is the cause of humility. Illness is the expiation of sins, the cause of forgiveness of sins, and death is the result of meeting Allah. Some Arab poets hated poverty to the utmost, as is evident from the following line of poetry, where the poet claims that even dogs hate the poor, meaning, whenever the dog, sees a poor and needy person, it roars, growls, and barks, and its predatory teeth are drawn out and it tears his face. Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him, said about being imprisoned in prison, O my Lord, prison is more beloved to me than that to which they call me. 12 Surah Yusuf, verse 33. Many righteous people have welcomed death. Mu'adai, may Allah be pleased with him, said, Welcome to death. It is so dear that it has come at a time of need for many people. And whoever repents of his sins in life, he is the successful one. Although others have tried to escape death and cursed and abused its arrival. For example, the Jews are the most greedy for life or survival. Allah the Almighty says about them, say, the death from which you flee will surely meet you. 62. Surah Al-Jumu'ah 8. The desired dream and joyful desire of the righteous who are martyred in the way of Allah. Some have fulfilled their vows, i.e., have accepted martyrdom, and some are awaiting martyrdom. 33. Surah Al-Ahzab 23. On the other hand, others, many, dislike death and try to escape from it. A desert Arab said, By Allah, I hate dying on my bed. So how can I expect to find death by going to the previous rows? O Muhammad, say, avert death from you if you are truthful. 3 Surah Al-Imran, verse 168. O Muhammad, say, even if you had remained in your homes, those for whom death was decreed would have surely come out from their homes to their places of death. 3 Surah Al-Imran, verse 154. The only event in the pages of history is that the workers bring about the desired change. 241. O son of Adam, do not despair, O you who are disheartened by life, whose days are hard and who have experienced the bitter ups and downs of life. Remember that after hardship comes ease. The promise of Allah is true, and victory is near if you are sincere and sincere. This is the promise of Allah, and Allah does not break His promise, but most people do not know. 30 Surah Ar-Rum, verse 6. Whatever your crisis, there is a remedy for it, and whatever your problem, there is a solution. All praise, thanks, and gratitude are due to Allah, who has removed from us all worries. 35 Surah Fatir, verse 34. O mankind, the time has come to cure your doubts with faith and your wrong thoughts with guidance. You must remove your darkness to see the brightness of the true sunrise. You must replace the bitterness of sorrow with the sweetness of contentment. O people, beyond the dry deserts you are crossing, you will find green pastures and fertile soil. There all kinds of fruits grow in abundance. O people, who cries out until late at night because of sleepless nights, I say to him, remember, Alaysa subhu biqarib, is not the dawn near? 11 Surah Hud, verse 81. O you whose heart is bewildered by sorrow, set to work slowly, be patient for a while, for on the unseen horizon lies the solution and way out of your problem. O you whose eyes are filled with tears, hold back your tears and rest your eyelids, that is, sleep. Rest and know that your Almighty Allah protects and helps you, and His mercy towards you will bring you peace. O servant of Allah, be at peace in your heart, for the divine decree, Qadr, has been written and everything has been decided. And know that your reward is certain with Him. He who does not disappoint Him, who seeks to please Him, be at peace. For after poverty comes wealth, after thirst comes drink, after separation comes joyful reunion, and after sleeplessness comes deep sleep. You do not know, perhaps Allah will bring about something new after this. 65 Surah At-Talaq, verse 1. O you who are oppressed in the lands, suffer from hunger, pain, illness, and poverty, rejoice in the knowledge that soon you will be satisfied with food and you will be happy and healthy, by the night when it recedes and by the morning when it breaks forth. 74 Surah Al-Mudaththir, verses 33 to 34. Every Muslim must have a good opinion of his Lord and must wait patiently for His mercy. For he who has the power to say to something, be, and it becomes a security, he is the rightful place to place faith in, according to His promise. No one can bring good except Him, and no one can remove evil except Him. For He has knowledge of every deed, and He brings peace at every moment. He brings the morning after the night and the rain after the drought. He gives so that He may be thanked. He tests with evidence those who are patient, despite knowing everything. Therefore, the most beneficial thing for a Muslim is to strengthen his relationship with his Lord and to supplicate to Him more frequently. وَاسْأَلُوا اللَّهَ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ, and ask Allah of His bounty. Surah An-Nisa, verse 32. Call upon your Lord humbly and secretly. Call upon your Lord humbly and secretly. 7 Surah Al-A'raf, verse 55. Allah ibn Haframi, may Allah be pleased with him, along with some of the companions of the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, fell helpless in the middle of a desert. Their water supply had run out, and they were on the verge of death. Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, called upon his Lord, the all-hearer and the answerer of the supplications of those who supplicate to Him, and said, O Most High, O Most Great, O Most Wise, and O Most Generous, forbearing. At that moment, torrential rain began to fall. They drank, performed ablution, and watered their animals. And after they had despaired, He sent down rain and spread out His bounty, and He is the guardian, the praiseworthy. 42 Surah Ash-Shura, verse 28.